Is a $1,200 car payment really necessary? In 2025, people are telling you car payments is what's keeping people poor. And in a way, it kind of is. For some people. I would argue that keeping up with the Joneses is what's keeping people poor. See, the HVAC guy or the electrician buying a cargo van for 36 months paying $1,200 a month knows he's going to make more than he's spending. It's the guy that wants an F-250 diesel to pull his lawnmower that's car broke. The couple with one kid who all of a sudden needs a third row SUV. Those are the ones that are car broke or just being bad with their money.
Shout out to the young man. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, the Jacksons, the Johnsons is never a good idea. And this is where a lot of us in this economy are running into an issue, specifically with these car payments. I'm seeing on a daily basis in my practice, a couple of types of debt, right? Student loan, car payments, and buy now, pay later accounts. And they're really associated with a lot of people that you find here on these social media networks lamenting and crying about how hard life is now. But we keep doing things such as buying cars that resemble apartment rental payments or even home payments, and it's really killing folks. So today we want to peel back the onion, if you will, give you some tools that you can use if you have to go out and buy a vehicle to get around, but do so in a manner to where it's not choking you. More importantly, for those of you that want to get onto the housing or the property ladder, the car payment is very detrimental, especially at those levels, because it can lessen the amount that you could qualify for debt to income ratio purposes, or possibly knock you out of the box for this time frame until you get your debts in line. So it's very, very important to understand how these things work. So shout out to you, young man. It's refreshing to see some younger folks that aren't always just talking about YOLOing like the internet wants us to believe. So with that said, I'm going to holler at another gentleman, young man. I believe his name is J Rod. And Jay is going to give us some information on what a payment would look like for the average Joe or Jane if they're looking to buy in the $20,000 range or in the $75,000 range. That's crazy that I'm even saying that. Let's check it out.
Most first-time buyers buy a car in that $20,000 range, so let me show you guys what payments look like. Just to give you guys an idea of what $20,000 can get you, these pre-owned Tucsons that are 2022's $3,000 mark. Same thing with the new body style Elantras. I got this red one, I also got this black one right over here. I pulled up my website to see if there's anything better. This one is probably the best option. 2023, this one has the convenience package, priced at $19,627. So we have everything plugged in, $19,627 selling price, financing for 72 months. First time buy rate at 12%, I think that's about average. $2,000 down and $1,000 in fees. Your monthly payment on this car would be $389.60. If you were to keep this car for the entire loan, you'd be paying $8,000 in interest total. If you decided that you wanted to go no money down and get Gap instead, you'd be $448 a month. I want to give you guys a realistic example of what payments look like on a $75,000 car. So in this case, we're going to use this M8 competition that I have in stock. This car is damn near exactly $75,000. Crazy thing is I have an S-Class that's right next to it. This car is probably in the same range too. You guys peep the 5.0 over there. Now keep in mind, when you borrow $50,000, that means your payment's going to be in the ballpark of $1,000. Now this car is $75,000. Let's see what the payment looks like. So we have everything plugged in, $75,000 car financing for 72 months, 6.5% rate, paid off early if you want, no money out of pocket. Your total payment amounts to $1,377 a month, and this is with no money down. And even at a 6.5% rate, if you were to keep this car for the entire loan, you'd be paying $17,000 in interest. If you were to put $20,000 down on this car, your payment would still be over $1,000 a month. So when you see these nice cars on the road, just know that whoever owns that car is probably making a crazy payment or they paid cash for it. And these terms are based off of financing over 72 months. Some people finance for 48 or 60 months, so the payment's even higher.
Thanks, Jay. So first of all, did you catch the interest rates? Okay. Crazy how, he's just like 12%. And it's not a knock at him. It's a reflection of the people that are buying these cars. No disrespect to you, but I tell you all the time, you don't think credit matters, but you guys are the people that pay for everything. And so if you always feel like you don't have enough money left over, these are the reasons why. So interest rate, 12%, crazy work. Number two, payment buying. That's something that you have to get out of. He actually showed a calculator. You should be looking at or asking what the total payback is over whatever the term is so that you could get that payment shock. You should do that exercise with your buy now, pay later type stuff. You should do that with vehicles, all these things that are preventing you from being able to get onto the property ladder because you keep making financial decisions like this. We want to help you understand 12%, again, crazy work. So that's a reflection of a lot of the credit scores that you're dealing with. Let's assume you have somebody that has good credit and you just don't know. Well, here is a framework, if you will, if you need to buy a vehicle. Number one, check with your local credit union. Get your financing outside of the dealership. You should have a break in that chain. Get your money from a different entity than whoever's selling you the car. So credit union. If that doesn't work, go directly to the manufacturer. Ford, Honda, Chevrolet, BMW, Mercedes, they all have a financing wing. So go directly to the source, and then you can buy said car, whatever make, at any dealership, because a majority of the money that's going to be made when you're buying a car at the dealership is the add-on type stuff, the loan. They get a premium on those things and then selling you all the extra stuff that you don't need, but you don't know what you don't know. So those are two things that you can do to make sure you're getting the best interest rate. My point is this: when you know your scores, okay, and you know the process on where to go get the money, you have a break in the chain, then you're more empowered. And lastly, stop payment shopping, okay? You need to understand the full matter, right? Buyer beware. It's incumbent upon you, now that we have all this information out here, there's no reason anyone should go and sign up for something that you consider predatory unless you just want it to, okay? Hopefully you hear the spirit from which I'm coming to you from to prevent you from doing these things, but that's crazy work. If you're buying cars like this, okay, every 3 to 5 years, this is why you don't have any monies. On top of getting into a bunch of student loan debt, credit card debt, and then buy now, pay later. All you're doing is paying interest, interest, interest. Nobody wants to hear this, but you have to learn how to live beneath your means, okay? And one of the biggest cheat codes, you could take it from the old man, I only talk about what I do, is not having a car payment. In fact, the last vehicles that we bought, the most recent, 2019 and 2021. Now, not a good financial decision because we spent a lot of money, about 75 grand between two cars, but they're paid for. Now, we gonna have those cars 10 plus years, if not longer, because we don't drive a lot. And then I have an older vehicle that's paid off because I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. I don't care what you think because you aren't paying my bills respectfully. And so I don't have a lot of bills, right? Because I lived through 2008 and I understand what goes up is going to come down. So we want you guys to understand these things so you don't put yourself in these predicaments. And opposed to buying a bunch of cars, you can buy a house. Because I know you don't want to hear it, but you're going to need it. It's going to benefit you in the long run because you don't want to find yourself having to rent all the time. And for all of you geniuses out there that are going to say, well, you never own a house. You never own that car. You don't own them clothes. And they all are depreciating as soon as you walk out the door. There's more benefits with home ownership than there is with anything else, but you guys do what you want to do. I'm only talking to those that want to get on the property ladder. So I'm going to ask Miss Stacy to break this last video down before we wrap this thing up, because it's very important to understand what goes up is going to come down, and you don't base your lifestyle, you don't make future commitments on the best time or the highest money that you made, you either want to find the middle or beneath, so that if things change, when things change, you won't find yourself in a bind. Check it out.
I just had a lady come in the dealership. She wanted to trade her fairly new Range Rover Sport autobiography. And I asked her why she wanted to trade it, because it was so new. And she was like, I need to lower my payments. And I asked her, how long have you had it? And she said, I've had it for about a year and a half. I said, okay. And what kind of car are you hoping to get into? She said, I want to look at a GLE 53 coupe. I said, you're not going to lower your payments on a GLE 53 coupe. Oh, how much are they? Oh, new, they start at around $100. And she was like, oh, well, I'm looking for a pre-owned one. I said, okay. I said, a pre-owned Mercedes GLE coupe is in more demand than a new one. And the least expensive one, current body style, 21 or newer, is going to be around the low 60s. How much are you trying to lower your payment? I need to get my payments around 800. Well, you barking up the wrong tree, sister. You need to be looking at a C-Class. And, you know, she looked kind of devastated, like, clutching her pearls. Like, you know, this is the deal. You built your life on the most money a month you made as opposed to the least amount. Now, that straight commission real estate job, the bottom done fell out of it. But your bills didn't go down when your finances went down, right? So you're gonna have to swallow your pride. Or, you know, if your image means that much to you, then suck it up and pay the $1,800 a month you're paying now. But trying to uphold the image while having sleepless nights because you can't pay your bill, that don't make no sense. Baby, I be driving whatever could get me out of it and get my payments lowered, is what I would be doing. The problem is people think cars make them. You make the cars, people.
And the church said, amen. Miss Stacy, thank you for breaking it down. I don't need to add anything to it. So there you guys have it. If you want to buy a car, we need them. They're necessary. The question you want to ask yourself is this: are you taking on too much? With anything, right? Cars, houses, clothes, vacations. Because when you're younger, you just think you have a lot of time. But that's our most valuable resource for all of us. And so it's the little things that we do earlier that pay off in the end. So as we wrap this thing up, summarize, right? You don't want to live like the Joneses. Don't covet what anybody else has, because you don't know how they have it. You don't know what they have to go through. Hold your row, as they would say, where I come from. Okay. Number 2, if you do have to buy a vehicle, don't finance it with the dealership. Get your financing from outside. Break that chain. Go to a credit union, go to a bank, go to the manufacturer, secure your financing, and then go to whatever dealer has the best deal for you. It's just a vehicle. The job is to get you from point A to B and back safely. You drive for go, not for show. Okay? Then look at all of your numbers, the full matter. Okay? If your credit is lower and things of that nature, make sure you have the highest credit score that you can have, because even with good rates, 800 plus rates, scores now at most places are in the 6% range. Okay? And so depending on the price of these cars, that's a hefty payment. And you have to understand the full matter and make sure that you're not buying a lemon because your credit is challenged. That's going to break down. That's going to end up on your credit, and you're in this perpetual death loop because you don't have good credit. And then lastly, like Miss Stacy said, here's the deal, man. You make the car don't make you. You make the clothes don't make you. Be yourself, man. in the world that we're going to, there's a lot of fugazis out here, but there's only one you. Be you. Be proud of who you are. And if you want to change something, if you don't like it, put the plan in motion and make a change. One other thing, go back over the last 5 years and throw out any anomalies as it pertains to your income. A lot of folks made a lot of money during the pandemic. You didn't understand why. They flooded the streets with paper. That's why inflation is crazy now. Everybody and their mama had some money. All of those folks that you were listening to online and these realtors, this lady that Miss Stacy was talking about sounded like she was a real estate agent. You have to throw those anomalies away. And that's really what you make. Average those 3 years. And then the goal should be live 30% beneath, right? And if it's better than that, good. But give yourself a 5-year history. Then take the average before you move up. Lifestyle creep is real. And I don't want it to creep up on you. If I could be of assistance to any of you out there that are looking to get on the property ladder, my contact information is pinned in the top comment and the description below. And you really got to check out this video right here if you want to continue to learn financially what not to do and prepare yourself to get on the housing ladder. My time is up. I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. And until the next time, indeed, y'all be blessed.